We're not quite done with the studio yet. We order stuff and it's like, we'll be here on Monday or Thursday, or you'll get it when you get it. We should have this thing up and running, though, fully here in the next couple days. So bear with us as we are doing some construction. Man, what a week. Even last week. Starting with this week. Just nonstop chaos and craziness. Just a while ago, Bibi Netanyahu decided, hey, we're going to occupy Gaza because we've always wanted it. And this is a perfect time to do it. And America's not going to do anything to stop us. And in fact, they're going to let us do it because, that's right. Because whatever. So there's that. And we'll get into that a little bit more tomorrow. But I'll start with Bureau of Labor Statistics. So Friday, the BLS, lots of BLS, BLM, Bureau of Labor Management, Black Lives Matter, Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's what this is. So they always revise. It's an imperfect art. Everybody thinks that some lady's in there with a abacus and it's just one person and they're doing something and they're just getting a piece of, this, and they've got one of those Texas Instrument calculators back in the day. And they're no, it's at best, it's an imperfect science. Because the data is never updated, right? You don't know who's giving you what, and it's crap. Let's be honest. I'm here to tell you guys this too. Nobody sits around the average person and goes, you know what? I really need to know what that non-farm payroll is because it's just eating up my soul. I need to know it because I'm going to do stuff. Like, are you betting on it? No, well, I don't know. You don't even know what non-farm payroll is. But Trump decided, hey, this lady, we're going to fire her because she's bad at her job because they had to revise. Well, when did they revise? They revised the previous month down about 253,000. That's a swing and a miss. No doubt about that. How did you miss by that much? Well, I mean, again, it's an imperfect art. Did she do it on purpose? Is this, Trump automatically, she's awful. She's horrible. She did it on purpose. She wanted to embarrass me. She wants to destroy America. She's not MAGA. She's the exact opposite of that.
Why did you fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Because I think her numbers were wrong. Just like I thought her numbers were wrong before the election. Days before the election, she came out with these beautiful numbers for Kamala. I guess Biden/Kamala. And she came out with these beautiful numbers trying to get somebody else elected. Then right after the election, I think on the 15th, November 15th, she had an $800,000 or $900,000 massive reduction. Said she made a mistake. That woman's numbers are.
So first things first, and then we'll get back into this. 12,000 was the number right before the election, of which he acknowledged and said was an embarrassment. And even the New York Times said, looks like the market itself is slowing down. He's not done, though. He's not done. Continue, sir.
What did Medvedev say to you that made you really mad?
Well, you just have to read what he said. He was talking about nuclear. When you talk about nuclear, we have to be prepared, and we're totally prepared.
Mr. President, on the monthly jobs report, going forward, why should anyone trust the numbers?
Well, that's the big thing. You're right. No, you're right. Why should anybody trust numbers? You go back to election day. Look what happened 2 or 3 days before with massive, wonderful job numbers, trying to get him elected or her elected, trying to get whoever the hell was running. Because you go back, and they came out with numbers that were very favorable to Kamala, okay, to trying to get him elected.
No, that's not true. Again, 12,000 is what they came out a few days before. Not like it was massive. He even acknowledged it. So, yeah, did they revise it? Some 800,000 down? They absolutely did. How did somebody swing and miss that bad? I don't know. And I'll have you know that the Bureau of Labor Statistics also suffered a kick in the grundle from the Doge things. So to even modernize that, they took that stuff away from them. So does it matter? Here's when it matters. When it matters to you. Is it your job? Do you feel that the market itself is slowing down as far as the business market that you're in? Do you feel life is getting too expensive? Do you feel all of those things are happening? Look at a few things. First and foremost, if you're going to look at any of this crap, it's consumer confidence. As the consumer's confidence, we go, we spend, we do those things. Secondly, look at your gut. Feel it. Not look at it because mine's kind of big, but look at it. Do you feel like, you know what? I think things are good. My gut tells me we're doing all right. That's all that matters. It matters to you because that's the thing that matters. It doesn't matter to somebody. There are people that will flourish in markets and in economies that slow down. And there are other people that even in an okay economy struggle. It's a you thing. You decide. Good, bad, indifferent. One thing's for sure, though. Trump is something else. So CNN came out with this, and Harry Anton put it together. I've cut it down to about a minute or so about Trump being transformational, consequential, in ways that it has been forever and a day that we've seen anybody like this. For good, for bad, whatever you want to call it. He is something else. He is a machine that we have never seen before. He's the Terminator, when it comes to politics. He comes in, and you could blast away and it doesn't matter. You don't slow him down. He keeps doing his thing. There is something about him that the Republicans will never be able to capture again. But the Democrats had that with Obama. In that moment, in that time, he was lightning, away he went. But even more so with Trump, it's nonstop, always with him. And he is changing things. You don't have to like it, but you can't deny what is taking place.
Let's jump. The other big thing that Trump ran on, right, was immigration. How about net migration in the United States? Get this. It's down. It's going to be down at least 60%. We may be dealing with, get this, negative net migration to the United States in 2025. That would be the first time there is negative net migration in this country in at least 50 years. We're talking about down from 2.8 million in 2024. So Donald Trump has always run on tariffs, and he's run on a hawkish line on immigration. And on both of those issues, we are seeing record high tariff rates for this century going all the way back, well back into the early part of the 20th century. And when it comes to immigration, net migration, we are seeing record low levels, way down from where we were during the Biden administration. We are potentially looking at negative net migration for the first time in at least 50 years. And that is a big reason why that I'm saying that Trump, at least in my mind, is the most influential president, certainly this century, and probably dating a good back chunk into the 20th century as well, Omar.
I know what you say. I mean, no, that's not all he ran on, but those are a lot of the big things. He's always been a tariff guy. And, we'll see what that looks like when all is said and done. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't think anybody does, because we'll never know, until everything's set in stone. Some will go on, some will come off, some will be this, some will be that. They'll cut some here and there. The tariffs will, they'll eventually calm down. But when it comes to immigration and so many of these things he ran on, it's hard to argue that. You think about this. We allow legally, I'm talking about, on average, about 1 million people to come here, migrate here a year through visa visa programs and the whole 9 yards. I'm not talking about at the border. I'm talking about people that come here in a way where sometimes it takes them a decade or so. We are going to be in a position where we may be not, hey, we allowed total, with the border and everything, 600,000 instead of 2.8 million. No, we may be down. That is incredible. So it also shows you with the Democrats, the failure of them and the border, which was beyond tremendous. And the tone deafness of what took place when it came to trying to not even solve immigration, just ignore it and pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, what a bunch of clowns. I mean, you failed. And you just failed. You failed in a way that was so big that even people who supported a lot of Democratic ideas said, I can't do this anymore with you. And lo and behold, here comes Trump. And what did Trump do? He said, I'm going to stop at day one. Okay, Israel's still going. We've talked about that. Obviously, Russia, that's still going. But day one, and it was simple. It was an executive order that was there once before that he put back in place that stopped everything immediately. You may not like what's happening with ICE and stuff here and there. Totally understandable. But the reality is, he said he was going to do it, and he's done it. And that's why when people ask consequential, influential, making a mark, man, it's hard to argue. Good or bad, it's hard to argue. And depending on what side of the aisle you're on, you'll decide if it's good or if it's bad. Meanwhile, in Texas, not Texas, anywhere but Texas, Democrats.
This is State Representative James Tallarico from Texas. If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump told our Republican colleagues to redraw the political maps here in Texas in the middle of the decade to get him 5 more seats and protect his majority in Congress. They're turning our districts into crazy shapes to guarantee the outcome they want in the 2026 elections. If this power grab succeeds, they will hang on to power without any accountability from the voters. But Texas Democrats are fighting back. We're leaving the state, breaking quorum, and preventing Republicans from silencing our voices and rigging the next election. We are not fighting for the Democratic Party. We are fighting for the democratic process, and the stakes could not be higher. We have to take a stand.
So here's the thing. This whole thing with them is going to be very interesting as they bounce. So they're in Illinois, which is hilarious because if you've seen some of the lines there. And by the way, let me tell you how redistricting, and the gerrymandering is. Whosever side you're on, so if you're on the Republican side and their Republicans are in power and they're drawing up the maps, oh, that's redistricting. And if you're on the other side, well, it's gerrymandering. And vice versa. So that's the way this works. But I will tell you before everybody freaks out about this, it's the courts. The courts will decide this because that's what we do in today's world. We live in a world of courts. Courts decide so many things. And as frustrating as so much of this crap is, and a lot of people are pissed because it's mid-decade. And they're changing it mid-decade. Why? Because they can. You win elections, you can. These states nowadays, everybody's set up. It's not about what's best for the people. They don't give a shit about what's best for the people. They care about the party. This is the way it works. Party, personal, people. Anything left for the people, we're good. You got anything for the people? We'll find out. And the party wants this. Trump wants this. He calls Greg Abbott and says, I want this. I don't think Abbott at first was thrilled by the idea, but recognizes it, jumps on it now, says this today about him.
In your statement that you put out today to all of them, in a letter to them, you said, in addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. What is the felony? What are the penalties for this?
So very simply, it would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature. And the reports are these legislators have been they sought money and they offered money to skip the vote, to leave the legislature, to take a legislative act. That would be bribery. And so the facts will have to come out. But I think based upon comments made by legislators themselves, they face a possibility of facing bribery charges, which is a second-degree felony in the state of Texas. There's one way to cure that, and that is if they get back to the state of Texas and make quorum today at a hearing that we have at 3 o'clock, they can cure themselves of any quid pro quo that would subject them to potential bribery charges.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, and that didn't happen, and welcome to the world that you guys live in, and this is where we've gotten to. Every state that can is going to try to fix the maps the best they can to honor the people and make it better for them. No, to make sure the party stays in power, to get themselves more opportunities. California's already looking, and California, I believe, has the most registered Republicans in the country. They would be down to 3 seats. Think about that. That's what's going to happen. It's an absolute joke, but everybody does it. You win elections, you go in, you do everything you can to fix yourself into a cushy situation where you never, ever, ever have to worry about doing what's right for your constituents, for your state, for your country. All you need to do is know that, hey, I'm on easy street now. We're relaxing. We're enjoying this, right? We got it set up so I can't lose, right? You got to be kind of an asshat to lose these things. Shit has to go sideways before, in many of these cases, you have to lose. That's why there's no competitive races. I want competitive races. I tell everybody, if you listen to my show, what do I always say? Never fall in love with a politician. At best, fall in like. And that goes for parties as well. Make them work for you. Make them work for you. Make them want to take you on a date. All right? For a little pickle tickle. Make them work for that. Don't just give it up. And that's where we've gotten to. And they gerrymander it. And it's not just about the party for the state or what. It's about them fixing it for the system that they love, which is they control what they need to control, the power that they want. This isn't about, both parties for the most part are the exact same. They are. Little thing here and a little thing there. What do we get out of it? We get some parties that kind of do some half-ass shit. And this is what you get. People running around going, oh my God, they fled to Illinois, of all places. Like, hey, welcome to Illinois, where most of our politicians end up in jail. I mean, it's nuts. This is what you get, though, in today's world, and it's sad. Speaking of sad, the fact that we're still talking about this is kind of funny, but also sad. So, ad comes out. It's Sydney Sweeney. And if you don't know who she is, she's an actress. She's done all kinds of stuff. I don't know if, I know who she is, but as far as like, it's not like we're hanging out or anything. So it's gotten to the point now where like politicians are getting in it. People are getting in on this thing. It's like, I got to say something. And come to find out, apparently she's a registered Republican. So then it becomes a big, oh my God, she's a registered Republican. They even asked Trump about it.
Actress Sydney Sweeney came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney
what?
Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
If not, I don't really give a shit if the ad is not what it is, because if she's a Democrat, the ad sucks. If she is a Republican, it's the greatest ad of all time. And I talk about this because one of the big reasons that the Democrats lost is shit like this, where you've got wackadoos out there going after the likes of Sydney Sweeney, for God's sakes, and others in this woke, insane mindset that could easily have an opportunity to deliver a decent message, but they fuck it up. They do. They do it over and over again. They deliver nothing. Their message is shit. It falls apart. They pick the wrong path on everything, and they end up losing because they're out of touch with the average person. And this is a perfect example. You've got wackadoos out there who are in your party who are saying, oh my God, she's the worst, and she's a Nazi, and she's all these things. When you just need to come out and go, no, she's a woman that did what? She made a choice to do a jean commercial. She didn't write the damn thing. She looks good. Can't blame her for that. And people seem to like her. So she did a commercial. And that's where it should end. And you move on. But you can't. And then you fall apart because you try to argue insane shit. Politics and pop culture, and of course, Andrew Breitbart said it, they're down. It's downstream from one another. And it's so true. And I can look and say, if you go and look at the populist kind of stuff that Trump talked about, What really got him over the hump? Inflation was a big deal. Immigration was, it didn't matter. Immigration was a nightmare. But a lot of it was, yeah, you people are nuts. You people are crazy. You want me to believe crazy things. You want me to censor myself. You want me to not believe certain things are true. You want me to say that it's okay that women have to compete against men, even though that person says they're a woman. And this has nothing to do with whether you believe it or not. But then you tell me that no, there is no inherent advantage, which is the most bullshit thing you could ever talk about. It's little things like that where I'm like, and this is why Trump, and this is why. And by the way, there's a video out of Sydney Sweeney today about her doing her best John Wick, because apparently she like a shoot a little bit.
Like this for your first day.
Hey, eyes up here.
Wow.
9:21.
Oh my god, girl! Was it your first time? That was really good.
Yeah, it was. Oh, God, she's amazing. I don't know, maybe she's doing a movie or something. Doesn't matter. But it was like, oh God, this is the greatest thing ever. But this is why Trump. And I continue to laugh at as I watch the Democrats figure out spending millions on how do we talk to men, spending millions of dollars on flailing consultants and wackadoo ideas where you're out of touch with the average person and you don't know how to talk to the average person when it's not that hard. It isn't. It used to be the Democrats, I look around and say, working men. Their idea back in the day was that middle class, right? It was a union member in the middle of the country, right? He works for, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And that guy's a Democrat. And but he's a Democrat because he thinks the middle class is important, which it is the most important. And that, yeah, you know what? He's not too concerned about the cultural issues about that. He's worried about the day-to-day life issues. Democrats abandoned all of that, went for academia and wokeness and got their shit handed to them. And until they figure out how to fix that, it's not hard to talk to people. It isn't. Stop catering to a small group of people that are loud and angry all the time and are looking to be offended, and cater to the masses. Both sides. This shouldn't be hard. Have you ever watched something and thought, how do you guys make something that should be easy hard? Simple. Watch Modern Politics. They deliver that day in and day out. You guys have a good night. Make sure you like and subscribe. Our studio's coming along. We should have it, sorted out here in the next couple days. And then over there, which you guys can't see, but we'll take you on a tour here in the next couple days, is going to be the podcast. So we're going to do our show, nightly and stuff like that, videos here. And then we're going to do a podcast version of stuff over there. We got couches and we got chairs and all that stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun too. Make sure you like and subscribe. On top of that, follow along, not just on all my social media, but make sure you check out the radio show. You can go to chadbensonshow.com or check us out, radioamerica.com. Live 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 to noon on the East Coast on about 100 stations nationwide.